Right. Good afternoon, Facebook. Good morning, Facebook, wherever you are in the world. It's Thursday. It's most definitely Thursday, and you can see Lynda. Hello, Lynda.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Good to see you guys today.
Indeed. And this is the Just Do It show, and we're quite enjoying this. It's just a conversation centered around the comments that you make during the show, and all we need is somebody to start it. So we've got to wait for Facebook there first, haven't we? Facebook sometimes takes a while to tell people we've gone live.
Yeah, sometimes it does. I don't know if it's because we're not dancing and singing around or whatever, so maybe we should do that. Well,
After
you
you.
might notice today, Steve and I have a totally different background, and that's because I'm traveling today, and just I have a lot of errands I have to run, and so I decided, you know what, instead of doing this at my home and then rushing all around the rest of the day, I'll just drive to where I'm going to be next, do my broadcast, and then do my errands, and then drive to where I'm going to be next and do my next broadcast, which is in a few hours. So today is actually, I think I'm doing 3 or 4 interviews today. So I'll be traveling all over, San Diego County here in California to get my shows running, and just because I'm, again, it's just about doing it, right? Taking action. And that's what our show is all about. And I just love being able to do this wherever I am, which is so cool. What an opportunity. Thank you, Be Live. Love you.
Right. Where are you at the moment? Because you've
I'm
got
in,
interesting.
yeah, this was very interesting. You asked that. So if you don't mind, can I maybe
Yeah,
show a
sure.
couple of the things that are here?
Yeah.
So you won't see me right now. I'm going to take my camera. I'm sitting on the floor actually, because I'm at my mentor's house. Because I'm going to be doing some work with him today. We're working on an event called Secret Knock. And
Uh-huh.
my mentor is Greg Reed, and he wrote this book called The Millionaire Mentor. You can see right there. The reason I
Okay.
want to point that out is because, see, he wrote that book not because he was a millionaire or anything, but he mentored inner city gang youth. And when
Mm-hmm.
he would pull up in his card, they would say, "Oh, there's the millionaire mentor." So he kind of got that like badge of honor being called the
Yeah.
millionaire mentor. Now, here's what's really, really cool about it. I'm going to show you something that he just found recently. And he wrote his first book, The Millionaire Mentor, years ago. And he submitted his book to publishing houses, a lot of publishing houses, over
Mm-hmm.
260, over 260. So what I'm going to show you now is rejection letters.
Wow.
He has
Yeah.
260 rejection letters, and he just found them recently. So it's really cool because what he shares with us is that your stickability, your persistence is what's going to pay off. Oftentimes, somebody will be told no once or twice, and then they give up. But imagine being turned down that many times. And finally, when he got accepted, they said to him, "We love it. We love it. We love it. All we want you to change is the front, the back, and the middle." And he was like, "Okay, I'm in."
Okay.
I'm in. So, the book comes out now. He's written over 70 books now since that time, and
Mm-hmm.
he's met some absolutely amazing people. And because of the journey he's been on and what he does and how he does it, he's learned how to like bring together people in an environment where all of his friends who are these people who are like up leveled, like they've totally up leveled their game, people who are creators of large corporations or inventors or, these different people, he brings them all together twice a year at an event called Secret Knock. And that's why I'm here at his house
Ah.
today, because Secret Knock is in 4 weeks and I'm the organizer of the event. And so not only is he my mentor, but I'm organizing that event. And so I'm here today because we're kind of like going over the final push, the last 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get everything lined up and make sure we're on the same page and everything. So that's why I'm here today. So it's really cool
Okay.
to be, in his presence because of what he's done, what he's accomplished, and how many people he has helped. Countless people, improve their lives, whether it's
Mm.
introducing to them to other people or different concepts or what have you. So as you see, I could talk a
Yeah.
while about that one
Yeah.
topic.
Where is the event taking place?
It's in San Diego, California. What's cool actually is there's going to be another one in November of 2018 in Australia. And so that's Secret Knock Australia. This is going to be the first time having one abroad. And so we're excited to, I'm not going to be there in Australia myself, but just being part of this event is absolutely amazing.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Now, last week you were involved in a documentary over the weekend.
Yes.
How did that go?
Oh my gosh, absolutely amazing. It's almost like when you talk about it, you don't know how to talk about it so that people will understand that it's real.
Mm-hmm.
So the documentary is, there's a doctor, he worked for the White House for 17 years, and he's figured out by combining Western medicine and Eastern medicine how to help people improve their health through this. I don't know how to explain it other than maybe like electric or electrical acupuncture is kind of the best way to explain it. There's no needles, there's no cutting, there's no invasion. It's all topical, but it's like an electrical impulse that goes exactly where it needs to go in order to work on that area of the body. So for example, he worked on me about 6 weeks ago now. And in a matter of less than 2 hours, I walked out of our session being able to see about 60% better. Like I've ditched my glasses. I don't need glasses to drive anymore. And I've been wearing them for 15 years. But the people he worked on this last week, some of them have post-traumatic stress disorder. And that's kind of like where the documentary is heading, is to help people see that there's a way to improve. I'm not allowed to use the word cure or anything like that, but he improves your life tremendously. There was a woman who had scoliosis since she was little. She didn't know it was scoliosis because they didn't have that diagnosis way back then, because she's in her 70s now. But she's had like so many surgeries, and her back is all messed up. They put a rod down her back, and it was recalled. I never heard of such a thing. The rod that they put in her back was recalled, so she had to have another surgery. And since all these surgeries, she's had just tremendous pain on a daily basis, 24 hours a day. Well, she had 2 sessions with our doctor, Dr. Antoine Chevalier. And after just 2 sessions, she was feeling a lot better. Now, she wasn't 100%, but she had about 20% improvement, is what she said, 20% improvement in her overall pain level. And so she wasn't feeling that excruciating pain. When she went into her first session, she was grumpy. You could just tell, like, just so much anger from all the pain she has. And then after she came out of her sessions, I swear she was going to walk out of there doing the Irish jig. It was so awesome. So that's what the documentary is going to show, the journey of people who have had some work done by Dr. Chevalier. And my hope for the documentary is that I'm able to use it to help my nonprofit, which is called the Giving Angels, to raise money, because we're raising money to help get homeless veterans off the streets and into homes. Now, homeless veterans, a lot of them have mental health issues, and that's why they're there. And a lot of them have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, a lot of our military veterans. And so if we can get them to get to Dr. Chevalier and be treated, it's possible that their mental health will change so that they want to get off the streets and they want to become participating members of society. That's what our mission is.
Wish you every success. To everybody who's watching at the moment, thank you for joining us. If you've got any comments to make to myself and Lynda, then please do. Yes. We do like to have a chat, and on last week's show, we got quite a conversation going. So hope to do the same today. If you find us anywhere other than the Be Live in 5 page, you need to click the link at the top. That will take you straight to the place where you can actually comment live, and we'll see your comments. Such is cross-posting that we do need to tell you where to come to actually cross-post live. I had a question about that today in the Believers group, and a misunderstanding that Facebook now aggregates all the comments into one place. I hope one day they do, but at the moment you've got to go to the post that's above, and you can comment live.
Stephen, why don't you tell everybody, like, what is the idea behind BLive in 5? Like, how did that come about, and then what do you see as the future of it?
Right, BLive in 5 started in May 2017 with myself and Tina Shane, and we put together a program which is designed to help people go live for the first time. It's composed of an online Udemy course, which is totally free, which currently has 4,600 students, all of whom are learning how to use BLIFbot step by step, and are showing examples of going solo, 2 people on screen and 4 people on screen, and hints, tips and tricks along the way. In addition to that, we put out an offer, which is still going, that if you are nervous about going live for the first time, then you can have a free 15-minute one-to-one session where we'll take you live. We'll take you through the 5 steps of going live. And that's, I just love watching people when they do go live for the first time, because you're actually in the show and you can actually see as they do it. And it's an awesome and of course, the whole idea behind this is simple and straightforward. If you go live on Facebook and you have a bad time, then you won't go live again. If you go live on Facebook and have a good time the first time, then you do a second show followed by a third show. And it's all built around that premise that get the first one right and the rest of the shows will follow.
I love that. That's awesome. It's so true. I've seen so many people doing their first live and, being a little bit nervous. And then by the third or fourth one, they're just rocking and rolling, or even after their first one, like, that wasn't so bad. That was awesome,
Sure.
And then now a lot of people I know, like, I've seen them, do the, start from scratch. And now they're conducting their own interviews. They're having their own shows. They're providing value all over the place, which is so cool, because there's so many things we can do with live video, whether it's entertaining people, educating people, whether it's just, sharing our lives or whatever. There's so many ways to tap into, like, creating relationships through video. Yeah. It's absolutely amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it's totally about networking. It's just about finding your voice as well, isn't it? In that you can talk to people on the phone, you can talk to people on podcasts, but actually being able to interact on live video, you can't run away from it. You've got to be yourself, and it is the best way to network that there's ever been. Because, as you said earlier, you're in San Diego, I'm in the UK, and we're linked by the magic of BLIFbot.
Yeah,
and just grateful for the way this system is bringing people together. Because you and I did 5 days live last week, and
that was fantastic, by the way.
It was. Everybody, thank you. Everybody involved really enjoyed it, and so did the people who watched as well. We built a new mini network just around the 5 shows, because you were on the Monday with Camera Confidence with Brigetti and with David, and that goes off to a great start, because over 1,000 people have watched that show, and that Monday show got the week off to a great start. Tuesday was myself and Erin on planning, and then Wednesday was repurposing with Animura and Brigetti. Thursday was all about promotion with David and Brigetti and RJ. And then Friday, wrapping the week up, was with Cheryl, RJ and Brigetti. And then we had an after party, which was totally impromptu. And over the course of the week, I've not done the final stats yet, but sort of 10,000 minutes of video were watched, which is an incredible number, and thousands of comments and likes and hearts, and the whole interactive aspect took us, I think, all of us by surprise.
Right. Again, and that's all a part of, doing live video, right? It's the thing is, like, sometimes we plan things, like you had a planning show, right? We plan things and we know what the outcome is going to be, or we hope we know what the outcome is going to be. And the outcome is a little more dismal than we expected. But sometimes it's amazing and just like way more over, way over the top of what we expected. So it's cool though, because the whole idea behind it is to do it anyway, no matter the outcome, because you're not going to learn by not doing something. And so what you may have learned through last week's shows, because Stephen actually produced the whole entire week, did an amazing job. Thank you so much for all that you do. Behind the scenes there was a lot of work going on, and a lot between the co-hosts as well as Stephen running it, but the work he put in to run that show was absolutely incredible. So if you're thinking of having somebody run your show for you, I highly recommend you reach out to Stephen, because he's got it down.
Thank you, Lynda. That's so kind. It's something I enjoy
seamless.
doing.
Well, from my perspective, it was seamless. So maybe from your perspective, it wasn't.
Oh no. Each show just flowed, and we learned it during the week as we went on. But everybody was at their best. I think that's one of the things to say. Everybody was providing darn good information about people that people needed. And it went so well that there will be a 5 Days Live 2, or the return of 5 Days Live, which is October 1st to 5th, and we'll both be there, won't we?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Well, so people can find that at 5 Days Live, and where can they find that?
That's on the Be Live in 5 page.
So you go to the Be Live in 5. If you are not... if you're not in the Be Live in 5 group yet, go ahead and join over there, Be Live in 5, and then find the 5 day series. It really was a great series of, great information. Now, if you watched the 5 Days Live, why don't you go ahead and drop a comment below letting us know, like, what was maybe your favorite takeaway, or maybe a couple of the ones, like, what was your favorite part of that? And just let us know so we can, know what to give more of. And then also, if there was something you were like, I wish they did da-da-da, whatever that da-da-da is, go ahead and let us know that too, because since, we're going to be doing it again in October, it'd be good to be able to add, additional things that can help you to do whatever it is that you're trying to do with your live videos, because, we've been doing it for a long time. And so maybe there's some things we're forgetting that, people who haven't done videos before, or people who are just kind of beginning and, getting to know the ropes, like maybe there's some things we forgot about because it's been quite a while. So yeah, go ahead and share with us anything that you can, that can help us to make it better and to provide more value to you.
Yeah, what we'd love to do is to answer real questions, which we did during each of the shows. Everybody did ask questions which were answered during the show itself. But if we could get an idea of the topics that people want to talk about, then that would be good. I agree with you, because we can sort of make suggestions as to topics. But if people ask for a certain topic, then it would help us to actually build the week's program out. Because at the moment we don't have a list of topics, so we need some. So please tell us.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you have going on this week, Stephen?
This week is right. It's good that you asked, because you're going to be broadcasting from San Diego live in the not too distant future.
Yes.
A show started this week called I Live Here, and that's myself and Franz Chamberlain, who's the Cambridge historian, and he's been on radio for years, and he switched over to BLIFbot and live video in May of this year to bring his story to life on camera. And back in July, we did a show together where my guest didn't turn up. This happens occasionally. My guest didn't turn up. But Pons was on a bus. He was actually on a bus travelling into the city centre of Cambridge, and he just started talking. And then he got off the bus and he walked through part of the city which tourists don't normally see as he walked on his way home. And we had a chat about that afterwards, and we thought, well, it worked well because he was using his iPhone 6, he came on camera, put in full screen, we could see what he was showing us. So rather than his face on camera, we were getting a conducted tour of Cambridge. So that led to the creation of I Live Here, which is a new show where anybody can get involved. What we're looking for people to do is to join us via mobile straight through to BLIFbot.tv and give us a conducted tour of where they live. Now, it's not sort of an hour-long documentary showing everything in the place you live. It's sort of 10 to 15 minutes walking down an area that you know well, so that people can get an idea of the area. And it does open people's eyes, because we've got this image of what it looks like in a particular country. If we can bring that image to life on camera, then we can change people's perceptions, not only of the people, but also of the places. So what we're building is Stephen and Fon's Travel the World, but with your help, and to places where you live. So that's I Live Here. It's back again at 9 AM Eastern on Tuesday, and that's 2 PM in the UK. And I can't see where we're going, because we keep an air of mystery about it. I have no idea where we're going, quite literally, because I don't know who's going to pop in. I'm going to speak to a couple of people and see what we can hook up between now and next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's 6 AM here in Pacific time, which is pretty early for me, because I'm a night bird. But
that's what I said. What I said when you kindly offered to be on the show, which is brilliant, is that we'll adjust the time, because I'm quite aware it's
there's not much going on at 6 AM.
It might still be dark. I mean,
yeah.
So we'll do a West Coast show at a later time, so that everybody's got a chance to wake up first. Yeah.
Cool. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Because where I live is an hour and a half to almost 2 hours from San Diego proper. And so I would, whatever day we do it, I would do kind of like what I'm doing today, where I have a bunch of appointments down here. And, that's why I'm doing my show, this morning's show from, my mentor's place, because this is where I'm coming today. But I would just make sure that whatever day I'm going to be on, that I was going to be doing other things in town as well. And it's interesting, because as you were talking, I was thinking there's so much, history in San Diego, nothing like the UK though. We're the pups, of course, but there's still some really cool history here in San Diego. And I'm thinking, there's so many diverse areas in town. Mm-hmm. So do I take you to the downtrodden areas, or do I take you to the tourist areas? So it kind of got me thinking, like, where do I take you? Because do I take you where I grew up in my neighborhood, which was somewhat a gang neighborhood-ish, and it's gotten worse since I was a kid. Do I take you there, or do I take you to the places where everybody always sees, sees the fancy San Diego and the harbor? Where do I take you? I don't know. So it's interesting. I've got to think about where I want to take you guys. It'd be kind of fun.
That's it. It's totally free to choose, and if this show is going to run and run, I can see it becoming a long-running show, because in terms of where we can go, well, the list is endless. We've got, if we take just one state in the US, we've got literally hundreds of towns and cities that we've visited.
Yeah.
So,
hi, Catherine. Good to see you today.
Hello, Catherine.
So we're talking right now about what's the name of the show again? Where are you?
I Live Here.
I Live Here. Where are you? Where in the world is Waldo, right? Where's Waldo? Yeah. So I Live Here, and it's a show that if you are interested, like maybe you live in a town that, or let's say maybe you live, in the cornfield area, like in the United States, that'd be in Iowa and states over there. And maybe you live in a place where there's cornfields and stuff. So you want to show everybody, what it's like to live on a farm. I don't know. There could be some really cool, different types of shows. It doesn't have to be always cities. It doesn't have to be crowded areas. It doesn't have to be historical areas. It can be, just like your normal little town. Where I live right now, actually, Stephen, population is less than 500 people. So the downtown is literally like not even a block long. It's like two buildings. So that might be kind of fun to show. There's a famous gunfight, that was in my town. So it might be fun for me to learn a little bit of history on that and then talk about that a little bit or something.
Yeah. Ideal. I know both.
Morning, Barbara.
Barbara and Catherine's going to be on camera as well. So all good.
Awesome. Yeah.
So
So that
that's coming together.
I love it.
So I live here, and the 5 days live part deux is in October. So planning is
Yeah,
taking
Barbara.
place at the
Well,
moment.
Barbara says maybe even a local art gallery or museum. Yeah, that'd be
Oh yeah,
fun,
that's
right? Because
true.
yeah, every art gallery and museum is different. Every single one throughout the world. So yeah, we have a little museum in Campo, California. It's really close to the Mexico border. We're only literally like less than a mile north of the Mexico border.
Right.
I won't be walking down there, but but yeah,
Okay.
I'll do mine probably just from my own hometown. That we can do 6 a.m. one if it's not dark out. Yeah,
Well, yeah, we have to make sure it's not dark out, because
yeah,
filming with dark wouldn't work. Well, you could tell us anything really, because we won't be able to see it.
exactly. I'll say over there is, and over there is. That's where this
Oh,
famous thing happened. I'll make it up.
yeah, yeah. We can have fun with this. I'm sure that we can.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now, today's show is Just Do It. If you've got any topics that you'd like to talk about, then please just mention it in the comments, and Lynda and I will, as we do most weeks, just do it and talk about it. And we're
yeah,
open to most topics, as we join Wiltshire in England with San Diego in California, and all points in between, and probably going
yes.
both ways as well. Yeah.
Oh, I have something I want to talk about that could
Okay.
be interesting, and this is something that I don't want to say the whole world has heard about it, because the whole world has never heard about anything. But the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I know that many people have heard of the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Mhm.
Now they've granted over 450,000 wishes to kids in the last 40 years, and it's interesting because when we hear about um, large organizations like Make-A-Wish, it's like, how did they get started? A lot of
Mm.
times we don't reflect back to think like, how did they get started? I can't do something like that because they've done so much. But the thing is, they started with one person with one idea. So it so happens that the one person with the one idea, his name is Frank Shankwitz, and he's a friend of mine. And actually, I'm the executive producer in a movie that's coming out that's about the founding of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's called Wishman. And the reason I wanted to share this today is because we're getting so close to the finalizing, the finalizing of the movie. The movie has been in the works for 4 years, and the movie's been filmed. It's done. They've done the editing. They've added now the sound effects. They've added the music to the movie, and they're getting ready to finalize it. I think next week they're going to finalize it. And I'm
Mhm.
so excited because to share this story of how it was interesting, because the Make-A-Wish Foundation really was started at one of the darkest times of Frank's life. And so often, some of the greatest things come out of our darkest times in our lives. And that's what happened with Frank, is that it just happened that he was in this place at the right time. And he's like, you know what, I'm going to start a charity. And so that's kind of like the simplistic way of talking about how the Make-A-Wish Foundation was formed. But I'd really love it if you guys, when the movie comes out, if you can watch it. It's going to be, I've seen it a couple times because I'm involved in the whole process, being
Mhm.
part of the movie. But just watching it, even when it was rough with no edits and still had some like bloopers here and there, I cried my eyes out. It's just an amazing story to hear how this young man who lived a life not a very pleasant life, how he created something out of just one little idea and what it's turned into. So I just wanted to share that because it's exciting, because it's getting to the very end where we're getting ready to release the movie really soon out in the public. And it's called Wishman. There's a book out called The Wishman, and you guys, go and check it out. Oh my gosh, make sure you have tissue when you read that book for sure. It's an amazing story.
Well, thank you for sharing, and hopefully you can share more when it does come out, and we can look
Yeah.
deeper into how the project to actually make the film came about. Now, I suppose for anybody who's just joined us, I know that people are joining us late. You can see that Lynda is not at home and doesn't appear to be sat at a desk. Lynda, could you explain where you are again?
Sure. Yes. Well, welcome, you guys. Good to see you here this morning. I am actually at my mentor's house today. And the reason I'm here is because I live about an hour and a half to 2 hours from his place. And I needed to come up here this morning. It was, our show started at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And I needed to come up here today to do some work. We're working on a project, an event we're putting on called Secret Knock, which is taking place in September here in San Diego. And but I'm up here and I'm in his one of his offices. And what's really cool is I have behind me here this book called The Millionaire Mentor. And this book was his first book, and he was turned down by 260 publishing houses. 260 publishing houses. But now that he kept on persevering, that book came out, was the start of his career of becoming a bestseller. But since then, he's written almost 70 books, and he persevered on this one book just kept pushing it out there. And the point of this is that when we're talking about just doing it, did Greg just do it or what? I mean, gosh, to go ahead and get rejected 260 times and to keep going. So he knew he had something. And when he finally hit the publishing house that was like, yeah, we're going to publish your book. All we want to do is change the front, the end, and the middle. And we got it. And Greg's like, I'm in, And so it's cool because it shows the power of perseverance, which actually he wrote a book about perseverance. He's written a book called Stickability. He's written over 70 books, but he has his rejection letters, and I'm here in the room that actually, like, the rejection letters are in here. And what's really kind of cool is that his office is out of his house. And so when you walk around here, maybe one time when I'm here, I'll be able to like walk around and show you guys, because this house is surrounded by positive statements. Now, he's been commissioned by the Napoleon Hill Foundation, the Think and Grow Rich books. He's been commissioned by the Napoleon Hill Foundation to carry on Napoleon Hill's work. So he wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich for Women. He did that with a woman named Sharon Lecter. And he's, co-wrote so many books, books that have to do with Napoleon Hill, the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And so the entire house literally is surrounded with positive quotes. So oftentimes we see people who are in the limelight, who are in that world, like that positive mindset world. Yet when we meet them in person, they're not the same person, because they're putting on an air, they're putting on a show. But then there's others that we meet that are the same person, whether they're behind closed doors or in front of the door. And Greg Reed is one of those. Like, he is the same person when I see him. I met him in the public eye, and then now I see him behind the scenes because we're working on Secret Knock together. But it's cool because he really is the same person. What you see is what you get. And it's so cool to see somebody, be successful and to be positive like that. And like watching him raise his 6-year-old son in the same way that you would hope he would. And he is. Right. And it's so great to be surrounded by someone like that has that integrity, all the time. And just to be here is an honor and such a blessing for me.
Brilliant. You do look at home, though. I mean, you squatted on the floor. You got right. Say hello to Alfredo.
Hi, Alfredo.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I am very comfortable. I am sitting on a cushion on the floor, because there's no desk in here, no way. And I was like, how am I going to set this up? Am I going to stand up the whole time? I could have done that. There's so many options. And so I chose to be sitting on the floor today. This was my choice. I walked in the door. I was like, I'll just do it in this room,
As we both say, just do it. You because you're in transit between there and elsewhere. So we changed the time of the show to fit, and you have places to go after this. So you've got a busy day ahead.
Yes. And what's cool is when you're there's a saying that Greg says that I absolutely love, and I want you guys to write this down. This is an amazing saying, and until I really actually applied it, I didn't really believe it. And the saying is that the most successful are the most available people. And when I first heard that, I was like, okay, really? I mean, I'm doubtful, you know.
Yeah.
So what I found.
All right, Linda, we've got signal problems. This is live
for Dr. Frank Schenkel. You know, I'm going to reach out to him. So when I reached out to him, the topic. Okay, hear me? See it?
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm watching the comments.
Spelled it wrong, but
okay. We're good. Just your signal was fluctuating.
Okay, keep going if you can hear me. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's the great thing about live, right? Is that we can get a mixed signal every once in a while, and then you know what though, if you're doing videos and you've never done, and you find that you have a like your or whatever, just keep trying to figure it out. Keep trying to figure it out because eventually it will come back. Are you able to hear me now, Steve?
Yeah, I can hear you, but the picture I'm getting isn't clear.
Oh, he's frozen.
Right. Okay.
I'm frozen.
I'm going to refresh.
Okay, so just in case we're still. Okay. Here and see and or sure what's going on. We might be done. I'm gonna sit back here for a second. Okay, I'm trying to bring you back.
Yeah, I'm back on screen. Hello, everybody. This is live video. These things are sent to try.
Okay, me.
Yeah, I think I'm back. Just a minute.
Okay.
If you can hear me, can you just say?
I can hear you.
All right. Okay. Can you see me? Yep, you can see me as well.
Yes, I can.
Right. Okay.
Awesome. Oh.
Yeah.
The beauty.
Right. Okay. This is true. This is true. All good fun. Yes. Okay. So everybody who's listening, hopefully you were able to hear Lynda quite clearly. I lost signal for a moment, but this is live video. These things do happen occasionally, and you've got to come back and just do it. So we're back in the saddle and continuing.
Yes.
Now, I'm conscious of the fact that you've got an appointment in sort of 20 minutes time. So because of the signal problem, if we want to sort of wind up now, then no problem at all.
I think that'd be a good idea just in case, because I see that my bars, for some reason, they drop down, and I'm the one that's like I'm the one that's in charge of the show, right? So does that mean that if my signal is weak, then what we're pushing out might be weak?
That's right. Yeah. But
okay,
another good show, And to everybody who's joined us, we say thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. And we will be back next Thursday at the same time, same bat channel. And we look forward to seeing you guys then.
Take care. Bye for now.
Good eye, mate.
Right.